Hi everyone, my name's Anthony Cummins and welcome to this Focusing on Ninjutsu. Right, as most people know, I've spent a lot of time in Japan. I've spent 4 or 5 years living in Japan and researching historical ninjutsu and putting a team together to translate them. And my aim is to get as much shinobi literature onto the market as possible so that people can hear what the shinobi themselves said they were actually doing. But what we've got now is we've got a group called the Historical Ninjutsu and Samurai Warfare Group with Anthony Cummins, that's me, and that's on Facebook. And some of the comments, some of the research done there is superb. There's some great guys who really know what they're talking about. And it gave me the idea about how to focus now on what's happening. And what I mean by that is my job is pretty much to bring out the literature and to make my comments on the literature. But on the whole, so far, and this will change in the future, but for the time being, we're finding the boundaries of ninjutsu. What actually is ninjutsu? 4 or 5 years ago, it was very difficult to describe. There was just, a lot of misinformation out there. And now we have a lot of information out. And we have a lot of manuals out and we know what's going on. So we're coming to the boundaries of ninjutsu. We're starting to feel the shape of ninjutsu. And the more we translate here behind the scenes, the more it's similar to other things. It's starting to get not repetitive as in boring, but repetitive as in constructed and boundaries that it follows, but the boundaries it follows as it was taught in the past. So we're getting to the point where we can see the full picture of ninjutsu. So what I want to do now is talk to you guys out there, those guys on the Historical Ninjutsu Research Facebook team page and places like that, and say you should now focus in. Now what happens in academics when you go to a university is you get the higher up you go, basically, in like PhDs and all this sort of stuff, is you get more and more focused onto your specific thing. Now you can't be, I would not say you can't be totally focused on ninjutsu as specific. It's such a broad subject. So what you need to do now, you guys out there who are doing it hobby part-time, is just simply this. Pick that area which you think is best. And I'm not saying only do that, but sort of concentrate on that. So for example, Gabriel Rosser, he loves making the tools. So what Gabriel needs to do is work on measurements. Try and find out the different measurements they used in Japan at different times, because the shaku of measurement changes depending on which time frame you're in. Or, for example, the different weights and measures, the way it was weighed and measures, in a standardization through the Edo period, or any standardization in the Warring States period, or how it wasn't standardized. You see where I'm going with that? He does the tools, but he can break it down into a much smaller area and concentrate. But including that, Gabriel loves the Buddhism things. So he could get on with all the Sanskrit, he can go on with all the prayers, the mantras, and go through all the ninjutsu scrolls and start telling you what's behind the scenes. Now again, JJ loves gunpowder. If it blows up, JJ's all over it. So JJ, now you need to go looking at the chemistry behind gunpowder. Start looking at the different types of gunpowder. All those things in there about ignition, fire, why do things, explode, all the science behind flame, explosion, gunpowder, you know what I mean? All of those things brought together. JJ can go down that avenue. Now there's other people, of course, who may love folklore. So if they go down the Japanese folklore, they could tell us, for example, some of the stuff from the Bansen Shukai has definitely taken the names from folklore. I think if I remember rightly, it's the invisible mantle, the invisible cape. I think that appears in folklore before the Bansen Shukai, from my research. But of course you need someone who loves folklore to go into that. So the question is what do you love? If you really love something, concentrate on it. And doesn't mean you can't do the rest of it with us, but it means you specifically become an expert in that. When I say expert, I don't mean it in the literal sense where you know everything about it, but you become, on our group, the person who knows the most about that. For example, Nojiri, he loves Southern Court, Northern Court wars, the pre-Onin war, the restoration of all that, the Kimi restoration, but all that stuff. He knows so much about it that he'll bore you to death with it, but he does know about it. So you need Nojiri to concentrate on that, and then we all bring it together. So what you need to do is go away, have a think about what you love the most in ninjutsu. Which bit do you love the most? Then go off to your local academic library, maybe university, ask for a day pass. And you can, guys, go to your local university, go to the library and say, I would like a day pass. and go in and see if you can read there and read up on that subject. Find the best, search in the internet for a doctor or a professor who does that area, and you may get in touch with them, but generally read the work they have done, get in touch with them, ask them for a reading list. They'll give you a reading list, then off to your local university library. Remember, books are what we've found are the foundation of the human race, basically, and passing on knowledge. They are very, very important. Go do the research, get it done, and you can do it. So, and then what you should do is start making a blog. I think you should have a blog set up or a series of videos, and have it the historical ninjutsu and samurai warfare research associate, group or something like that, or division, whatever you want to be, and then just get in your area. Dig away at it and keep going, but make sure you put your findings out there. There's loads of places you can do a free website now. Write some articles, do some videos, get it all out there. Let's all read it and let's get involved. So that's what I've pretty much come here to say today, is you guys now, you've got so much good information and it's floating around, that what you need to do now is concentrate and drill into what you love. Now, the way you can tell this is you'll gravitate towards it. You absolutely will. I gravitate towards innin, like the hidden infiltration tricks and things like that, just simply because that's my favourite thing. So I'd love to go down that route if I had more time, of course, but I've got to do the whole thing as a broad scope. But I will go that way in the end. And I quite like the 5 types of spine, the different methodology there. So you know that's where I would go. So it's up to you now. Pick where would you go and then go with it and really create something solid. Do the research. Don't be like, we think it's that, we think, go do the research. Come back and then put something together, either an article or a video, a blog, and then present it on the page. And let's get some great stuff in there. So hopefully you'll get on that, and I look forward to reading them all. I think personally Thomas Urso should take charge of this. He's a very intelligent chap. I think, Thomas, if you're listening to this, you should get, something like the Historical Ninjutsu and Samurai Warfare Association group. I don't mean make another group. I simply mean, have that as an end. Everybody writes Thomas Urso writing as this, and we're doing that. That sort of stuff, or like Stephen Najiri writing as, Historical Ninjutsu Samurai Warfare Research Associates, whatever you want to call it. And I think so it gives it a logo, it gives it a name, it gives it an identity, and then you all pull it together, and what you should do is swap it around each other to make sure, and ask for the problems, like get Thomas to read it, get somebody who really on the other team, on the other side, bullshit martial arts, where we get someone on there to read it and critique it, because they're going to critique it the most. And of course, if you find out, they've got to put their proof, saying, it's wrong here, it's wrong there, that's brilliant, that's what you should do, and then eventually you'll crescendo into the truth somewhere. So that's what I recommend. So Thomas, if you have the time, start getting that up. Anybody else who wants to get involved with that, Ben, Morgan, all them, get involved. And I'll see you later, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. See you soon.